Outdoor Gold's Mountain Biking Gold presents the trail review for Alaska and Homer in Moab, Utah. I'm not going to lie, the Klondike Bluffs, which is a mouthful, and more specifically the North Klondike Bluffs, have never been too high on the priority list when I go to Moab. I usually prioritize the Porcupine Rim, Mag 7, and Captain Ahab. However, every time since I'm coming from Grand Junction, I have driven past this trailhead. I've always wondered what the Klondikes were actually like. Spoilers, I was impressed with the results. So here we go. Trails I'm most familiar with will get a route description. But trails that are away from my home field like Alaska, EKG, or Megasteps, they'll get reviews. Today we'll be looking at the Alaska and Homer trails ridden downhill. Alaska and the North Klondike has some of the most wild terrain in the northern hemisphere. The ground can be frozen and trodden with gigantic wild beasts. I know you caught on. I tried to compare Moab to the Arctic. However, North Klondike is quite the polar opposite of the last frontier, pun intended. Out here, you'll see many reptiles instead of grizzlies and wolves, as well as an opportunity to check out some rare fossilized dinosaur tracks. This is the Wild West. We'll start the ride out by climbing up Megasteps. Neither trail is overly technical, but both are quite chunky and require solid biking skills. The climb to the top of Megasteps is low tech, so it'll take an effort at about 2 miles, 500 feet of elevation gain. At the top, you'll be taking the Alaska Trail to the north, just a left-hand turn. You'll see basically a roller coaster of short climbs and descents until finally the rider, which is going to be you, is going to be rewarded with a memorable downhill. And then finally, we'll take Homer the Dino Flow, and that will finish up the loop. The majority of Moab's trails reside in chunky and sustained areas of sandstone in which the routes are well marked with paint. However, unfamiliarity with these routes will result in slower speeds. It's kind of hard to see the paint in front of you. I'm always looking about 10 yards ahead, so sometimes those paint markers can really sneak up on me. Alaska is no exception, especially when the shadows from the pinions and the junipers are long and the trail gets winding. Taking times with flat or overhead light will help the rider seeking speed the opportunity to see the trail to the best of their human vision. But despite all the talk about speed and stuff, let's be honest, riding the Klondike Bluffs at sunset is remarkable. I have a little picture, or I should say video, at the end of the film of me riding Megasteps in the sunset. It's absolutely spectacular with all the alpenglow. It's a memorable experience. Finally, we reach the top of Megasteps, and we'll be taking the left north along Alaska after we adjust the brake rotors and calipers. Don't want squeaky rotors on your climbs. It's really bad. Now we'll be starting Alaska. Like I mentioned before, Alaska holds low-tech features at a couple spots where you can easily find yourself taking the wrong line and going over the bars. I'm going to rate the difficulty of this trail as an upper end blue intermediate ride with a few spots that can spook casual green riders. Finally, it's not uncommon to see climbing traffic on this route because the trail can be ridden either way. The North Klondike trails are your canvas, and you can mash all these different loop options up however you want to. And also, I'll leave you guys with some links in the description. This is Alaska in Utah. Let's roll.
That part's kind of cool.
So we get a small descent right here. Then we gotta climb to the other side of this drainage, and it's all downhill from there. This is one really chunky trail. It's really fun. But really chunky. And we climbed. All right, time for a scenic downhill. Let's do it. Trying to follow the paint marks if you don't know the trail too well. I've ridden it a couple times. Really difficult. How's it going? Brah. I had to give myself a mulligan on that. This is going to wrap up our initial descent down Alaska. Right there at that sign, you can take the remainder of the trail back to the intersection that we saw earlier in the film. But we're taking Homer. a little hairy. I really just wanted to rip through that thing, but not risk a front tire washout. Lost the trail. Had to get creative there. Whew. Dino Flow. The winding Dino Flow trail is going to assist me in putting a bow on this loop. We're going back to Megasteps. The trail options from here are going to be obviously dependent on your parking situation or whether or not you want to take another loop like North Baby Steps or Nome. For me, I'm going back to the top to try to film North Baby Steps before sundown. Spoilers! The footage was garbage, but the sunset and scenery were ridiculously spectacular. I'll release this footage in the coming days. It's going to be my unofficial ride at Baby Steps, basically as a bonus video to show you guys the incredible lighting. Mountain bike gold and sweet scenery and good lighting make for sweet videos. Oh. Our dirt stats showed this being an unofficial 6-mile loop with roughly 600 feet of elevation gain starting at Megasteps and ending at Megasteps. This trail is usually done anywhere between 50 minutes to an hour and 15. Thank you for watching Outdoor Gold's version of Megasteps, Alaska, and Homer in North Klondike Bluffs. This is Mountain Biking Gold, and we ride gold trails. Namaste, Nar Masters, and we'll catch you on down the road. On to Baby Steps.